Yeah, very inexpensive. You can buy them at any hardware store, but it's the, like I said, the rubber mallet. But Joe, now you had one that would help with a semi-automatic pistol. Won't you explain what that is?
Well, be happy to, Doc. And this is weird because, I don't know, maybe about 6 weeks ago, I was down at Bill's gun shop, and they had some CZs in the case that I wanted to take a look at. And I wanted to take a look at one of the compact models. And I asked the young lady who was working on the sales floor she could come over and open the case up. And, as per standard practice, she opens it up, she takes out the pistol, and she's trying to rack the slide. Now, CZs, she's not the first person to have a little bit of trouble racking the slide of a CZ. The slide of the CZ rides inside the frame rather than outside. So there's less of that slide to get a hold of. And she was having a tough time with it. It's got a brand new spring in it. And even when I grabbed it the first time, it took me a second time to rack it. Had to remember, kind of the trick of doing CZs, which is to get your hand really bunched up behind the front of the rear sight. But when I get home the very next day, well, it didn't take me a day to get home, but the day after, had that encounter there, I get an email from a guy by the name of Chris McAnich, who's a gunsmith out of Grimes, Iowa. And he's got a little device called the Handi-Racker. And what it is, it's kind of like a bar of soap where the center has been hollowed out wide enough so that the bar of soap fits over your slide. And there is a slot or off that your front sight fits into. And he explained in his email that he had a customer who had some physical limitations and was having a hard time racking the slide on his little micro 380. And he wanted Chris to, weld something, a hook or some type of a lever onto that he could grab and pull back. And, Chris wanted to help his customer, but he also didn't want to be welding anything that sticks out that A, is going to hurt the concealability of the weapon, or B, have something sticking out from it that, might get caught on an armrest or, a seatbelt as you're getting out of the car or table or whatever, and rack and slide back and probably taking the pistol out of battery. So I came up with the idea for the Handi-Racker. Now, I've got these up on my site. So you can go to Average Joe's Handgun Reviews. You have to go to the blog spot because I don't have it on the .com website yet, the link to it. But if you go to averagejoeshandgunreviews.blogspot.com, you'll see the Handi-Racker. They come in 3 different sizes. Small size for, your little micro pistols. Medium size for Ruger LC9, the Bursa Thunder, the kind of the medium-sized carry pistols. And then a large size, which fits most of the duty-size pistols. Fits 1911s, Glocks, Springfield, Smith & Wesson, M&Ps, kind of the whole gamut there. So you'll see pictures. I was able to convince my wife, who normally won't touch a firearm, was able to get her to snap some photos. She now has a new career as a hand model, I think. But the device works. And I remember when I lived back in Boise, I had a friend who had rheumatoid arthritis in his hands very bad. And he kind of gravitated towards the Beretta Cheetah 380, the, kind of the full-size 380 that has the tip-up barrel, because working slides were difficult for him.
Yeah.
This type of device for anybody that has rheumatoid arthritis or somebody that's had a hand injury can be very helpful. And you'll see on my site where to go. Right now they're $19.99, and you'll see on my site how to contact them.
Yeah, excellent recommendation. Is that stuff just made out of plastic? It almost looks like Teflon on the bottom, the way Teflon is, so it doesn't mar things or scratch.
Well, it's a polymer, and that was one of the things I was concerned about. It is pretty slick.
Yeah. Probably Teflon.
There's nothing. You want to make sure you don't get anything in there. A piece of dirt or I don't know, anything in there that might get caught and then scratch your slide, certainly. But
Right.
it's looks to be some type of polymer. It's very slick, and in fact, my recommendations is to perhaps stipple the sides of it, just so you can get a little more purchase on the Handi-Racker.
Pretty neat. And, that brings up another point with a semi-auto like that. If you're weak, push the slide, don't pull it. Obviously, we're meaning if you take your hand, put on top of the slide, and then take your strong hand that you shoot with, and you have it on your grip, to push the two hands to get in a motion to get towards each other. That helps give you a lot of leverage to get the slide operated instead of pulling it back along parallel with your wrist and arm. It makes a lot of sense. But that sounds pretty good there, Joe. That sounds like something that might really be handy for some folks that may have some hand issues. So very good one. Very good. We got Ken from Rimfire Podcast.